Why are there no clear photographs? This is a question that's often put forward by skeptics when discussing mysterious aircrafts. It's also used by those that research the paranormal, and as of today a variety of explanations have been given for why clear photographs are hard to capture. The main one being that encounters are rushed. The objects are in the distance and moving, and phone cameras simply can't pick up on the finer details. So what you're left with is a blurry object and a frustrated eyewitness, who weren't able to document in detail what they encountered. A former naval officer has just uploaded one of the clearest photographs of a mysterious flying aircraft, which has led users to say that if it's genuine, then it's one of the best pieces of evidence that we have of these mysterious aircrafts. The man posted the photograph to an online group that investigates unusual things happening in our sky, and he said that at the time of the encounter he was on an Amazon rainforest hiking and trekking tour. He detailed that he'd been in the military for 36 years and had just retired, and so he and his wife decided to book a trip to the Amazon, further noting that the tour was an Amazonian basin trek. After arriving at a stop point, the man said he saw something hovering above the clearing, saying that it was making a very low humming sound, and that if it wasn't so close he likely wouldn't have heard it. He said the following: "I've spent the last 36 years in the military, and I like to think that I know my aircrafts quite well. This is something that I've never seen before, and at the moment I'm still trying to process the encounter. As me and my wife approached a clearing, we could see a medium-sized aircraft just hovering there, and if I had to guess the size of the object, I would say that it was around 20 feet in diameter. The colour of the craft was a silver colour, although due to the incoming sunset, it appears to have an orange tinge to it, but in reality the craft's true colour was an off silver. I grabbed my camera and managed to take this photograph, at which point my phone turned off and the craft left the scene around 20 seconds later, making a vertical ascent and disappearing above the tree line. The whole thing happened so quickly, but I remember seeing orange lights in the middle of this aircraft. The hum also vanished as it made its way above us, although I'm not sure if it stopped or whether the craft moved away from us and we just couldn't hear it anymore." End quote. It's fair to say that online users were quite excited when this photograph was posted, saying that it's one of the clearest images that they've seen. One user said the following: "This has to be one of the clearest photographs that I've seen, and there's something ominous about it just hovering there above the canopy. Everyone is always saying, why do we never have clear photographs of these things? And now we have one that was captured in a remote region of our planet." While this user said the following: "I've seen a few comments saying that this is fake because it's too clear, and this comment is one that really irks me. They moan that the majority of sightings that are captured on mobile phones are too blurry, and that we can't make out what they are, and then when someone provides a clear photograph they use the opposite to debunk them, saying that the images are too clear. There's no pleasing these people." As of right now, people are excited by the fact that this photograph was captured above the Amazon, and have said this is a step in the right direction in getting to the bottom of what these aircrafts are, and also how this object matches many eyewitnesses' descriptions, having the strange lights around the outside of the aircraft, and also being in the shape of a disc. Interestingly, this isn't the first time that something strange has been witnessed above the Amazon rainforest. The mysteries of the Amazon rainforest jumped out at one unsuspecting viewer as he surfed through satellite images on Google Maps, and noticed something odd amongst the trees. In an uninhabited area of the Brazilian state of Rondônia, where there should have been only miles upon miles of thick jungle, a mysterious line of light stuck out from the treetops. These glowing orbs were arranged in a straight line, and were only visible with satellite pictures taken from above. Whatever it might be, one thing is certain: is incredibly large and stands out in sharp relief when compared to the towering jungle trees surrounding it. For it to have appeared on satellite images means that it's also large enough to be visible from space, ruling out any technological glitches or lights from small tribal dwellings. As there is no modern civilization nearby that could be responsible for something so enormous and glowing, many online users claim this is evidence of a mysterious aircraft. This is not the first instance of an unexplainable, potentially mysterious occurrence in the Brazilian rainforest. Strange sightings are relatively frequent, and residents of outlying cities and villages often report seeing mysterious orbs, or lights floating above the trees. Early in 2020, Brazilian citizens witnessed what appeared to be an unknown aircraft crashing into the rainforest, supporting their claims with images that were found on Google Maps. However, these images disappeared from the server soon after, prompting theorists to speculate that a government cover-up was involved. Potentially the most famous as well as ancient phenomenon indicating a possible unknown presence in the area is an array of earthen rings, which have recently been discovered to predate the rainforest itself. Although these instances have been thoroughly investigated, there has not been a satisfactory explanation, making these newly sighted orbs all the more mysterious. These frequent unexplainable sightings, coupled with the new discovery of enormous glowing orbs deep within the Brazilian rainforest, led some to wonder whether this is truly a sign of advanced life, or a top-secret project choosing to operate within the privacy of the jungle. What is certain, however, is that regardless of whether the cause is mysterious or not, there is undoubtedly something mysterious lurking within these uncharted depths. It's fair to say then that there may be more going on in the jungles of the Amazon than what meets the eye, and investigators have said that so much of the Amazon hasn't been mapped that we wouldn't even know if these things were in there, and it would only be by chance that someone would encounter them. Another story told by some of the locals was that strange lights could be seen flying in and out of the jungle at night, with eyewitnesses describing them as looking like pulsating balls of light that would be no longer than 10 feet in diameter. Wanting to get to the bottom of this mystery, it was reported that the locals would try and follow these lights through the jungle in order to see what they were, and where they were coming from. However, it was quickly made apparent that they weren't able to keep up with them, and that they had the ability to vanish into the sky at extreme speeds, a detail that other eyewitnesses across the world have reported. The question that remains is, what are these things? How are they able to fly at the speeds they do? And why are they interested in the Amazon jungle? As of right now, these questions can't be answered, but those who live in the region, along with hikers who have ventured into the rainforest, are still reporting mysterious encounters with bright lights. Oddly enough, Brazil is no stranger to mysterious aircrafts. Back in 1954, on the 13th of December, a woman within the country of Brazil claimed to have witnessed 3 metallic grey circular flying objects, and said they were hovering over the city directly in the airspace above and around her house. According to the woman, the 3 objects appeared to move in unison, seemingly trained to move in a tight, close formation that either implied that they were in constant communication with each other, or were instinctively reacting to the movements of the surrounding crafts. The most peculiar facet of the flying objects, and that supported her theory that they were indeed non-terrestrial aircrafts, was the fact that the flying objects made absolutely no sound whatsoever, and appeared to travel with an ease impossible to replicate without the loud whirring of engines or intense mechanical devices. According to the woman, the crafts were described as being separated into 2 sections. The 2 sections appear to have been like stacked plates, with the top plate in a continuous rotation motion that sent out a strong light surrounding the rim of the plate. Without notice, one of the 3 objects then dived towards the woman's house, hovered over the roof and turned on a light that covered the whole neighbourhood in a brilliant glow. As it shot off, the craft dropped what the woman described as a liquid substance, and said that it looked like silver rain. By the next morning, the nature of the event was made obvious to investigators who showed up for additional questioning. According to the Air Force files, the neighborhood was filled with pools of liquid molten metal that cooled rapidly and formed hardened puddles of a silvery material. When the investigators questioned the woman, she claimed to have experienced the event during the night, but researchers believe that for her to have witnessed the level of detail that she'd seen, the craft must have either been observed during the day or generated its own emissions of light surrounding the craft. According to the investigations, the woman had been leaving her home late in the evening to feed her poultry when she noticed the strange craft. Air Force files describe the incident as follows. The incident occurred on December 13, 1954. The witness was a housewife, but as in many sightings, exactly what happened is not easy to find out. Publications in England, New Zealand, and the United States reported that the sighting had occurred at night, but in spite of the darkness, the witness had observed the objects in detail. She described 3 grey-coloured circular flying objects. Each was made up of 2 sections or plates, one placed on top of the other. The plate rotated continuously and sent out a strong light. Moving soundlessly and in close formation, the 3 objects had performed fantastic acrobatics over the city, apparently unnoticed by the other residents. Suddenly one of them peeled off and dived low over the roof of the woman's house, lighting up the whole neighborhood with the brilliant glare of its rotating section. Then going into a high-speed climb, it dropped at her feet a liquid substance that fell like silver rain. So what do you make of this interesting photograph? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below, and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.